Hey everybody, welcome to Cooking with Pam Davidson. We are about to make some meatballs. I have a recipe in my cookbook for party meatballs. However, today I'm making a shortcut. We are going to use the pre-made meatballs, and then I'm going to show you how I make these so they turn out good. First thing I do is bake them in the oven. I do not like to just dump them in the crock pot. A lot of people make these, you just dump them in the crock pot and get to getting it. To me, they come out spongy. I don't like that. I like the meatball to be crispy on the outside when I eat it. So here's what I do. I take and I'm going to bake some. I don't know if I might just make the whole bag. And if we have left over, then I'll freeze some already with the sauce and everything on it. Let's see, this is a pretty good sized bag. Let me spread these out here and see if we can't just cook them all. All right, I think we'll be able to just cook the whole bag. Ain't no use in saving a few. All right, I'm going to put them on 2 cookie sheets here. Just however many fit. This one won't stick together. Okay, there we go. Alright, so just crunch them down so it's a single layer. I put parchment paper down just for an easy cleanup. I'm going to stick these in the oven probably about 400 degrees just so I can get to getting it, you know. And there's my oven is preheated to 400. I'll let you know how long I cook them, okay? And then we're going to work on the sauce. All right, while the meatballs are in the oven, I'm going to make the sauce. And you can just dump it in the crock pot, but I'm going to make it in my little pot here, and then I'm going to pour it over as I layer the meatballs in the crock pot. So all the meatballs will be coated, and I won't have to keep continually turning them. All right, we are going to start with some barbecue sauce. You can use chili sauce. I like to use barbecue sauce. I have 2 of these opened in my refrigerator. So I would normally use this great big one for a whole bag. So I'm going to put all of this big one in. This thing was 40 ounces. I know I'm going to use all of this big one. I may have to add some from this one, but I know for sure I'm going to add all of this. So let's get to squeezing this in here. Might be easier to get that cap off of there. All right, well, let's just, let me get this cap off. Okay, I got the rest of all of this out here. So this is going in the trash. Now I'm going to put some grape jelly. Now I have some homemade grape jelly that my cousin made. So I'm going to put this whole pint jar in there. My cousin grew these grapes and made jelly with it. So I'm going to use that. Just use what you got. We like grape jelly in it. You got to have something to have some sweetness. So you could use honey if you want. Something for sweetness. All right, now I'm going to take some nature seasonings. Our meatballs that we're using is already Italian seasoning, but I'm going to go ahead and put some of this nature seasoning in there. And instead of just shaking it, I got 1/4 of a spoon here. I'm just going to maybe put, because I'm doing a whole crock pot full, y'all. So we'll just put some nature seasoning in there. And then my recipe calls for 6 ounces of Pepsi. Now this is for 2 pounds of ground beef. And let's see how many pounds of meatballs we got here. We're doing 6 pounds of meatballs, y'all. So this recipe called for 2 pounds of ground beef. So we're kind of tripling it. So I think I probably will need more barbecue sauce. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in, y'all, because I would use a small one. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this eye on because I want that grape jelly to kind of melt up. And I'm gonna take the lid off this and get the rest of this out of here. I'm gonna stand it upside down for a few minutes because it was cold in the refrigerator. So I think I'm gonna put a little bit more of this seasoning in it on account of a little bit more seasoning. Because we're doing the whole crock pot. We got 6 pounds of meatballs, y'all. And then it calls for 6 ounces of Pepsi, so I'd probably put like a, I don't have any Pepsi. I love Pepsi, but I have some Coke Zero. I'm going to put this Coke Zero in here. So let's go ahead and get this cooking up. And last, I'm going to add this bottle of Coke Zero. I'm probably going to add the whole bottle for as big of a thing as we're doing. So let's get this melted on the stove. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this Coke Zero in there. It's bubbling, y'all. Uh-oh. I'm a splashing, I'm a spilling. I probably need a bigger pot. I'm gonna turn this down some now. We'll keep stirring it up here. Our meatballs have been in about 15 minutes. We're probably gonna cook them about 20 minutes. We're gonna test them here in a minute. I'm gonna put some more of this in. Let this cook up, and then we'll do a taste test and see what we think we need. All right, I'm gonna put these in a crock pot. My meatballs are done. I've kept them in there about 20 minutes. I like them really crunchy. I'm using one of these crock pot liners just for easy cleanup. You do not have to use it. I'm getting it ready though, because when my meatballs come out, they're going in here, and I'm going to sauce them up and then put them on low or keep warm until we're ready for them. All right, now all I got to do is transfer them over to the crock pot. You can see they're crunchy on the outside. So I'm going to put a layer on the bottom here, and then I'm going to pour sauce on it. And I'm just going to keep rotating that. And then I'll put these on keep warm, and they will keep warm throughout the day, and the sauce will thicken up, and they will kind of marinate in them. Right, here's my sauce. It's bubbling, y'all, and this is full, so see if I can get it over here where you can see it. All right. Let me put some more on here. Alright, I'm going to set that pan right on there so I can scoop the rest of these up in here. And then I got another pan in the oven, and we'll be scooping them out and putting them on top. Alright, this is the second pan of them, and you can see they're done, they're crunchy. And I'm going to sample one here in a minute with my sauce. And make sure my sauce is sweet enough. I put a lot of barbecue sauce in there, so I might have to put a little bit more jelly. I'm going to see. Pour a little bit more of this on here. And then I'll finish up at the end and soak it from the top down. All right, let me get the rest of these meatballs in here.